Welcome in, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am here after a crazy eclipse season. We are having so much happening on the world stage. Crazy news, revelations, shocking, even a prophetic reveal. If you have not watched my latest video, I just want to say go ahead and check that out. I posted a video called Prophecy Fulfilled, and it was about President Z from the Ukraine and President P from Russia, and a potential prophecy that was done on this show about 3 weeks ago about an underhanded deal. I'll explain more of that here, but welcome in, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I'm excited. We're going to be doing the ascension forecast, and we're going to be doing a global forecast as well. What does Spirit want to tell us about the world stage? I've called in the archangels. We are ready to go. Let's get started. All right. Every single Wednesday, I am going to be here, and I am going to be live as God wills it, of course, and that's going to be on the Global Shift Forecast. So I want also to bring in here, no, not that screen. Let me close that screen here. Okay, we had a glitch there. I apologize about that. I went ahead and tried to share my screen, but it looked like it was a little bit turbulent there. Let me go ahead and share my screen, my slideshow here. Play from the start. And this is going to show us a little bit as people come on exactly what I am offering here. Let's go ahead. All right, so select a tab to share. We're going to do the PowerPoint. Okay, now every Wednesday you can see me here live 7 p.m. I'm also going to be doing and that's not the correct one either. All right, everyone, bear with me. Close that window. So let me just go ahead and share with you here. I am actually going to be doing a special Nostradamus prophecy here from this book of 2025 on Sunday at 11 a.m. There are several prophecies that came in here in 2022. Well, they were done many years ago. I believe he lived in the 1500s. But in 2022 and 2023, possibly even 2024, about Prince Charles and King Charles and Prince William. So I am super excited here to look at that. I am also doing a workshop. If you are interested in doing this workshop, I want to share this with you. I teach clairvoyance. I'm going to be opening a clairvoyance school. So if this is something that you enjoy, go ahead and check out. And here's my screen. This is the prophecy fulfilled. And the prophecy fulfilled is actually a prophecy about, it's a video I did about President Zelensky and President Putin. The Nostradamus prophecy is going to be live on April 6th. That's this coming Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern. And we're going to look at King Charles and Prince William, prophesied and talked about since the 1500s by the great prophet Nostradamus. I am also offering personal readings. Some of these questions that you ask in the chat are getting deleted. So go ahead and use your special language, Mr. T, Mr. Z, nothing that might be of the shocking, dark, elite variety words. And if you would like a special reading with me to look at your economy or your business as it relates to the world global events, go ahead and book with me there. Also, I am doing a live tarot oracle card workshop on April 10th and April 22nd. You can find me on my new website, violetflame.net. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I am actually going to be taking questions today. So go ahead and put your questions in the chat. But first, I want to ask, what does Spirit has to say about this world soul ascension? How are we doing on the soul level, the collective soul? All 8 billion of us. 6 billion, 7 billion? Is it 8 billion now? Allegedly. Allegedly, that's what they tell us, how many souls are on the earth now, 7 to 8 billion. And last soul ascension we looked at, or was it the crumbling of the WEF in the question section? There's coming some solar flashes and solar flares that's actually going to spark some souls leaving Earth in about the mid-year 2025. Spirit, what can you tell us about our soul's ascension progress? How are the souls on Earth doing? Okay, we have the Page of Wands and the Fool card. And this is our souls are running a little bit. This is even the souls within our bodies here. Our bodies are running on low energy right now because we've had this eclipse season and we've entered a doorway. I remember a few weeks ago, I kept seeing a doorway in spirit. We were about to enter a doorway. I believe that was referencing the eclipse. So now the souls of humanity have sort of entered a new timeline, or have entered a new portal, a doorway, a new stream of energy. There's a new stream of energy on Earth. And this is a very healing energy. This is coming in from the cosmos to help souls and bodies heal themselves. Now, this is a rising up, 7 of Wands, rising above the conflict. There's a lot of souls and higher selves asking humans, rise above it. Don't connect to the negativity in the world around you, especially with the eclipse energy. There was a lot of anger, a lot of frustration. We had bombs going off in the Tesla factories. We had protests. We had President Putin's limousine. One of his limousines in his presidential motorcade was exploded. There were threats by President Z, or not threats, but there was an announcement by President Z that he wasn't going to be alive anymore. President P was not going to be alive anymore. Check out the video Prophecy Fulfilled, and you're going to see more on that there. There's a lot of negativity and a lot of conflict poking at people right now. A lot of fear. When I look on Facebook, you can get the threads of some people are very positive and some people think this is crisis, the end of the world. So the souls of humanity, the higher selves, are calling to the human ego and saying, you have to rise above the conflict. It's almost like it's a test to find your own stability, regardless of whether we're in the golden age or whether we're in the Antichrist age. It's humanity's personal, individual, sovereign journey to find their own inner stability. It's almost like if they brought in the golden age and we had so much money in abundance, we still wouldn't be happy because we had not found inner stability within ourselves. So it's a huge test. And I believe that this energy coming in from the divine is a stream of energy helping people connect to inner stability, inner safety. There's also a connection being made between soul families. Soul families are gravitating toward each other like never before. If you're feeling led to connect to a group of people, many calls are going on. Do I connect with these people? Do I connect with these people? Do I let go of this person? There's a lot of calls, soul calls. I'm almost hearing like the Nordic calls in Ireland where in Norway, where they let out that call into the wilderness, or the Switzerland yodel, the sheep yodel. It's sort of like a soul call where you're being called to find your tribe. And it's okay if we don't quite find it, but to acknowledge, I'm open to the call. I'm open to connect to those of light, to where I can feel safe, secure, and connected. Spirit, what can you tell us about the eclipse energy and how it affected humanity? How did this eclipse energy on the 29th of March? Okay, a lot of forward movement, but also moving away. There was a lot of moving away from relationships breaking up, some boundaries being set. I believe on the world scale, there was a lot of broken relationships of people just moving away. We have here as well a lot of lies being exposed, people not knowing what to believe. That's what the eclipse energy brought out here. Two more. And a lot of stress about work, money, business relationships, resources, a lot of stress because people are realizing where they have not been stable and they want to find stability. So it's like anything in your life that can be shaken will be shaken during an eclipse energy. And when I say that can be shaken, mean it might be a little bit out of alignment, and this is going to cause a shake so that you can bring it back into alignment. So anything in job, money, or resources that was out of alignment that needed attention, there might have been some stress over it as well. We are ending Mercury retrograde on the 5th. We are ending Venus retrograde here in the middle of the month of April. So we're going to find a lot more stability. I'm hearing the words from Spirit saying, don't be afraid of the shake. Take a look at it, realign it. It will come back to stability again. So if anything in your life was shaken with relationships, money, I mean, hearing the words food, it's important to find our vibration of peace, stability, and calmness, because that stability is going to carry over and anchor in. So for example, I was going to pay my rent, and I had plenty, and I have money in savings that I'm using for my trip. I have money in savings that I'm using for my plane ticket coming up, but I didn't want to use that for rent. And right on the day of when I went to pay my rent, I had all my money. I was like, yes, we're good to go. And all of a sudden, something happened in my Google Ads account and took out $95. And I was just like, on the day of my rent, this isn't even right. This isn't even scheduled. How did this happen? So I had to withdraw money from my savings to pay my rent, to pay other bills that day. And Spirit just reminded me, but you're still safe. It doesn't matter if it didn't meet your expectations. Bring in a vibration of safety and calmness, because that is the key that's going to be anchoring you in. So if it's a relationship, if it's financial, if it's paying your rent or your bills, even if it's just connecting to Spirit and you feel like you couldn't connect or meditate or focus, or you felt depressed or going through memories, connect to your inner light, your inner stability and peace, because it will ground you and be the vibration. Look at this, 6 of Wands, victory, the vibration energy. It will be your vibration to your higher self and to your cosmic soul presence. This is the star card, your higher self, your angels, your guides. Your internal vibration is the most important key coming out of this eclipse season. You're anchoring new realities into your 3D world, regardless of what it looked like. Okay, Spirit, thank you for that message. I needed to hear that, that's for sure. Anchoring new realities. Let's go ahead now. If you have any questions about that card pull, put it in the chat. Anything about the eclipse or ascension or soul growth. Page of Earth slipped out. Something about finances here. We're switching to the global stage. Listen carefully, because this global stage is going to reveal to us anything that we need to know. It's going to make predictions and forecasts that we need to know. This is coming up about the financial system. Spirit has a message about the financial matter, some sort of financial matter. What is this, Spirit? There's a major release because of an agreement between parties that's been made. This agreement between parties is financial institutions. This is financial, this is banks, I'm seeing the tariffs, I do believe there was an announcement made today, or it was called Liberation Day today. We're having a group of international bankers, even world countries coming together on a financial scale and releasing something. They're ending something. What is this end? This is the money channeling to the underground tunnels, the underground corrupt organizations, the black market. This is an ending to the black market manipulation of our money, an ending of this even could be an ending of the tax systems where the taxes are going illegally to different areas. This is an ending of sleazy money. We have new agreements taking place. I'm hearing the words a new agreement, a new contract, an agreement between nations, and it's one agreement made between many, many nations and bankers to end where funds once were going. The judgment call, this is an announcement. So we're not going to hear a major announcement, well, obviously today, but there is a major announcement coming. What is this major announcement? This is the system coming from the ascended ones. This is the new financial system. This is an energy. I heard the words energy grid. And then we have the 7 of air. So there's definitely going to be an announcement of how certain funds were being transferred. Here's the 8 of fire, transferred. She's riding on her bear, and it's intense energy being transferred illegally. There will be some announcements of how possibly the IRS, the Federal Reserve, the IMF, or anything among nations of that sort, your taxes in your particular country, there's definitely going to be, and I'm seeing key nations, Zimbabwe, Germany, Russia. I'm seeing different nations making announcements of how money has been funneled into other areas that were illegal. And this is divine timing. This is being orchestrated by the higher selves of humanity wanting the ascension of the earth. What can you tell us about this illegal money transfer of funds that's going to be announced? What can you tell us, Spirit? Queen of Fire, this announcement is going to usher in a new system. It's going to usher in a new way we can work. I'm seeing the digital economy. I'm hearing the words digital economy. The way our money is digitalized, this is going to be affected. Our work situation, and this is a takeover and a take back. I'm hearing the words a take back. This is a take back from how money was illegally transferred across the world. So we're definitely getting some trickles of disclosure coming in of how money was being illegally transferred. That's coming up on the world stage here. I'm seeing within a week. Within a week, we're going to start hearing the trickles of how money was illegally taken and then transferred across the black market. And it was our taxes, the income, the people's money. There's also coming after that, within a month or two, a system, the Queen of Fire, a system of money that's going to change the landscape of how our digital economy works. First, it's going to be a digital shift, and it's going to be a gentle and graceful taking back of how our digital money is transferred across the world. This could be a replacement of the SWIFT system. This is the gentle but graceful takeover of how our money has been controlled on the international scale. Do you have any questions? I'm going to pull another message from Spirit if you don't. What else can you tell us about the global forecast? I want to connect to Spirit right here and get a message of clairvoyance and light language. There's a message coming in for the SWIFT system. Rikanda kyondora babarianda kiandara ko shoryoko yandari yandara ramba baba korondo. The SWIFT system is being called upon. I'm seeing the word judgment. Awaken, awaken, awaken. We're calling you forth. Your time is now. Expose it all, expose it all, expose it all. You've been unjust, you've been unfair. We're calling you forth, we're calling you up, we're calling you out. Come up and out from your hiding, come up and out from your despair. The despair you have called, come up and out. We're calling you forth to be exposed. Every misdeed will be exposed. You will see it on the world stage. You will see it in the paper. You will see it on the news. The systems of this world will collapse and new systems will take their place. Coming soon is a system of integrity and peace. Coming soon to you is economic stability. Coming soon to you is a war to collapse all wars. We will collapse the world war by removing the money. So I'm seeing that peace is coming to humanity because of a financial shift. This peace, transfer of peace, can only come where nations step down, nations come into harmony. This transfer of peace can only come if we heal the financial system, because as long as the financial system has been in the hands of the dark elite, the dark elite could always manipulate international conflict. But if you can take the system out of the hands of the entities, the cosmic warlords, can you say, the dark ones, and not just human dark elite, but the entity dark elite, the moment we can take it out of the hands and the systems of this world, out of the hands of the darkness, and we put them into the hands of light, into Christ consciousness, into people of integrity. This system of integrity is going to allow world peace, because money will no longer be able to be manipulated for the purpose of international conflict. Wow. So we've been praying for world peace, and the answer to world peace is get a hold of the finances of nations, and not an outside control, but an internal control, where each nation can gain control again of their resources so that they're no longer manipulated by darkness. Hi, Richard. If you're getting Nasera and Jasera, did that not preclude all wars to end? So with the liberation would be the conflict worldwide. They're over indeed. Yes, ended. Originally, this was a precondition of peace. Yes, the conflicts of worldwide are supposed to be over with the new Nasera and Jasera. And I believe that's what I heard anyway when I researched the truthers. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's because of the financial shift of nations getting hold of their economy and being able to no longer be manipulated, but to have asset back, which is Nasera and Jasera, or under whatever umbrella it comes. Each nation's going to have their own assets, own asset-backed currency, and they're going to have their own resources, their own grains, their own imports, exports, their own tariffs to other nations. It's going to be a more pure international trade, and nations are going to be able to build up their own resources, their own precious metals, their gold, their silver. They're going to have control of their economy, their own fruits and vegetables and grains and rice and corn, petroleum. If we can get nations independent, that's going to be the crux of Nasara and Jasara. So let's go ahead and ask, is this financial shift in let's say May, June, or July of 2025, is this the Nasara or Jasara? So these two cards fell out, and this is the conflict card, the WAR card, and a protection. So the things that are going to happen in the next 3 months is actually a divine protection to keep us out of a war. Okay. It's somehow keeping us out of a conflict on the global stage. What is it then that's happening? What's happening? Yes, a movement toward justice. There's going to be a lot of offers to do some economic trades. The tariffs are going to get up. The new trade system is coming. A lot of negotiation with this card. And then we have justice coming in as well. Justice is going to be moved. Justice is going to be brought forward. It looks like there's going to be a lot of arrests of the deep state. And I keep hearing the word prison planet. I remember I got that. Prison. Like these people who have been manipulating the world stock markets, the international trades, the taxes coming from every nation. These people, this is the Hierophant card, the Dark Elite. They're being moved into a place of justice. And to me, this is prison. There's going to be a lot of people being moved into some sort of possibly an international prison for, this could even be tribunals. This is going to change the face of the entire globe, Wheel of Fortune. Now, are we going to see tribunals on the public stage? Keep hearing the words international justice, international camp, an international holding place. Are we going to see this as public, as humanity? Are we going to see? Ooh, Ace of Fire is a yes. This is going to shock people. Queen of Fire. So the justice that we're going to especially see is in the new system coming in. But this is going to shock the world. Different people being arrested in relation to organizations such as the Federal Reserve, organizations such as the IRS, organizations such as the IMF, financial international movement of money. There's going to be arrests. And because of this, it's going to help people accept a new system of accountability. Were there real nuclear exchanges that got stopped by our galactic protectors? That's a good question. We have a lot of energy. This is the nuclear card. That's a lot of energy. Were there nuclear exchanges that got stopped? Now, I do remember seeing in some of the last Wednesday night lives, there was a lot of movement, especially coming up from underground. There was movement of equipment. There was supposed to be a sleazy deal between nations that was underhanded, backstabbing. They wanted to backstab the peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. So I did see a lot of equipment in the past lives, but were there nuclear exchanges that got stopped by our galactic protectors? Thank you, Spirit. Oh, wow. Okay. So we have the underground and the sun card, but it's upside down. So this would be manipulation of, not solar energy, but the nuclear energy, like the splitting the atom, so yes, that's the BOMBS, okay, the explosive devices on world magnitude scale, okay, world scale. So but they're coming up underground. They're trying to be exchanged because they were being stored in underground facilities. We're getting here an announcement, a call for it. There was like a call to do this exchange, like an it's time, go time. It was like a button was pressed. What's that not fallout, but it's like a fail safe. It was like the dark elite's fail safe was triggered, and they're like, it's go time. Let's go to the emergency protocols. Let's get some nuclear stuff actually popped out here and start moving it around. The Queen of Air is the truth that was accurate. There was some movement trying to move things away. Was this stopped by our galactic, angelic, ascended protectors? Eight of Air, they were neutralized. Three of Fire, while being transported, and they're now in the hands of better people. I'm getting the words, they were captured and they were neutralized. And I don't think it was just galactics. I believe that it was in league with the white hats as well. I believe that the white hats actually got wind of this, possibly through a galactic transmission, possibly through just divine inspiration. This was a system of intelligence that they also used to track this was advanced technology as well, possibly from the galactics, to be able to watch nuclear transports. And this was a high-grade technology. I'm getting like an Elon Musk technology that they were watching for these transportation of nuclear exchanges, and they intercepted it, captured it, and have neutralized them. I'm seeing like massive chambers, even underwater. Do they store nuclear underwater? I'm seeing massive chambers, like massive concrete chambers. It's something underground in underwater facilities. So there was technology that actually alerted them to this movement. And I believe the technology came from the galactics. It came from other civilizations and off-world. That was also the movement I was seeing a few weeks ago. The movement of equipment being moved, trying to say, okay, so Lindsay, go ahead and make your deal, but we're going to try to do this instead. I'm also being reminded that Europe said that they were moving equipment as well. Was this a possible exchange with the European Union trying to gear up for world war? Okay, Spirit, one more message here. What do you want to tell us about the global shift? What do we need to know on the global stage? What do we need to know on the global stage? The intelligence community. There's an intelligence agency coming in here, being cleaned up, being balanced. There was a lot of fake actors. This is it, inauthentic, fake. I'm looking for like a double agent here. This is like double agents in charge, and this is coming in as the C3 letter agency. The C3 letter agency is being cleaned up as we speak. And it's because some of the people in there were puppets and being controlled by the dark elite. They are under investigation right now. Spirit wants us to know the CIA is under intense investigation, especially certain leaders. The whole organization is going to be it's going to be ended. It's going to be ended. The C3 letter agency of the US is going to be ended. And I believe its control over other agencies in the world, like the Five Eyes and then the 14 Eyes, and that loop of international intelligence communities, the M1 from Israel, the M1 from the 2-1 MI from the UK, and I believe there's one in Australia, and then those are like the Five Eyes. There's one more as well. Those are the ruling intelligence agencies of the world. The one that's topping it and ruling those 5 agencies is the C3 letter agency. This one is going to be ended. It's almost like Mr. T is stripping the intelligence communities at its core. And it's like he's saying, this is what I'm getting. If you can't stand on your own 2 feet Without controlling the entire world, you don't need to exist. But if you have to have your hands in controlling all the other agencies, then you can't stand on your own 2 feet. You have to stand as an independent nation, independent agency. You have to stand. And if you are a puppet of other, I'm seeing the royal family, I'm seeing the Vatican, I'm seeing if you have to be a puppet of an outside dark elite force, then you can't stand on your own 2 feet and you need to come down. That's why the C3 letter agency, Mr. T, is so strict on them. It's because everything, their orders, their leadership, their agendas were all coming from an outside source, such as dark elite intelligence agencies. And that's why Mr. T is wanting to take down and put the C3 letter agency under the control of someone else, or dismantle it completely, end it, because it wasn't a real U.S. federal agency. It was an agency of dark elite across the world. So that's what Spirit wants to know. The C3 letter agency will be dismantled. It's going to face its end. All right, Spirit, what do you want to tell us about finances? Do we need to know anything for the next week? I just feel called to pull this deck, see what Spirit has to say. If there are any financial changes, anything we need to know, personal guidance for those watching this live. The World card, a lot of changes, a lot of endings, and a lot of beginnings. You have the last part of the major arcana, the World, and the very first card of the major arcana, endings, beginnings. The eclipse cleaned up a lot, and it's still going to be cleaned up on the financial scale. There's happiness coming, there's peace, there's emotional stability concerning our money. It is coming. It is coming. Justice is coming, and judgment is coming. Justice is the punishment for wrongdoers, the karma. If you don't balance your karma through your choices, then karma will come and get you. It's a law of the universe. And judgment is for those who are choosing to rise up, face their misdeeds. They're given a helping hand. There's justice, karma, and judgment, rapture. So there's some rising up and ascension coming to those who want to ascend, but to those who don't, they will be facing their karma in the next 3 months. And I'm hearing the words, it's going to be hot. But for those who are doing the work and staying connected to Spirit, it's going to be a time of massive, beautiful ascension, and emotional security will come in. Thank you for joining me today, everyone. Richard, I'm glad you're here. Go ahead and put in the comments here if you're watching on the replay what you thought of this. I apologize for the beginning of the live. I'm still getting used to the equipment. I will not blame Mercury retrograde, but I do have several things. For those of you who jumped on late, I just want to say, go ahead and check out the links below if you want a personal one-on-one reading. If you would like to join my Oracle cards or Clairvoyant school coming up, check that out. You're going to find everything on www.violetflame.net. I will be releasing this website and you'll be able to sign up as well to that. And I am going to be doing some new things coming this summer as well. Thank you, everyone. Richard says, will the financial system reverse this worldwide immigration, the immigration reverse? Yes, I hope so. We'll definitely have to look to see what Spirit says about the transferring of people and immigrants across the world. I know that Divine has a plan, but I know it hasn't been easy for a lot of people. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, till next time. See you Sunday at 11 a.m. I'm going to pull the Nostradamus prophecy for King Charles and Prince William. Bye.